In the previous video on advanced portal filtering, we showed you a simple example. In this one, we're going to add related value lists to the mix to give you and new users much more power, but with only a little more complexity. So let's get started and show you the way it works. We're currently looking at the invoices module in Nautilus FM, which is a free download that you can get from nautilusfm.com/example. And we're using a combination of value lists, related value lists, and portal filtering. The first section we see is the invoice years. And we've got 3 invoice years, and this is all years that are invoices, and then we've got the choice of all. And then below that we have a list of the clients, and we can select a client at any time. So we're in all years, and we can select a client and see all their invoices for all years. Or we can select a different year and see just the clients for that year. And as you select a year, the client list, this section here, changes to reflect all the invoices for the year, to reflect all the clients that have invoices for that year. Now, if you've got lots of clients, obviously you're not going to have room to use a value list, but you can still use a pop-up menu or a drop-down value list to select. And again, when you click on a client, it just shows the invoices for them. And again, it changes when you select a different year. Now let's see how all of this works. There are a few moving parts, but the process is very simple. Firstly, we need a value list to show all years for which we have invoices. In our invoices table, we have a field called the year, which simply gets the year of the invoice. We're going to add a calculated field to our home table called See Which Year Invoices, which uses the custom function category filter shown below. And this says that if the global field has a value, use that value, otherwise use all values from the value list itself. And now we're going to use the See_which year invoices field in the relationship all invoices, which is going to display the client names in the radio button list. You might have noticed that we're displaying a value LU_client name from the all invoices table. This field contains the client name, which we've used an auto enter calc to enter into each invoice. To understand why we're doing this, watch the short video coming up next. Let's say, for example, you have an invoices table and a clients table, with each client having many invoices. You can display the client name on the invoice or invoices through the relationship, so why would you need to insert the client name into the invoice records? By doing so, you can use that value to eliminate the need for other relationships, table occurrences, thus reducing the overhead of the relationship graph. You can use that value in a portal and sort by it. Portals do not allow you to sort by related fields. You can use the value in your value list where the second value, the one you actually want to see, is not indexable, and thus the value list doesn't work. Now, there are occasions where it will work, but it is not reliable, and if value lists are as important to your solutions as they are to mine, you don't want to take the chance that they won't work. There are 3 good reasons why you might want to duplicate a value instead of using a relationship, and there are 0 reasons why you would not want to do this. Sure, some purists will say that you are just duplicating data and going against normal form, but the amount of disk space that is used is so insignificant that it isn't really worth considering. Just my 2 cents. In summary, we use the all invoices relationship to generate a list of clients for a specific year or for all years, so that as soon as you make a different selection, the list of clients changes. Clicking on a client then displays in a portal all the invoices for the years selected,
and then clicking on any invoice loads that invoice as well as displays all of the invoice items in another portal for the selected invoice. Let's now take a look at it in action. Right now we're looking at all clients for all invoice years. Let's select Kinko's, and we see all the invoices for Kinko's for all the invoice years. Let's select a different year, and now we see there's only one invoice, one customer, and it's Kinko's, so we would select Kinko's again, or we wouldn't need to. Let's go to 2018. Now we have a different set of invoices. Let's look at Comfort Inn, Days Inn, Dorsey and Winner. Again, we go to 2019. By default, it automatically selects all. We can now select the client and see their invoices. Let's go back to here. Let's click on Kinko's copies for all years, and now we'll click on a invoice. We now see the invoice information here, and we see the invoice details, the portals. If we select another invoice, it changes everything to the right of where we selected. And again, we can go back, and until you make a different selection as to the invoice number, the invoice information won't clear, so you might need to keep it, but you can refresh it by selecting a different invoice at any given time. And that's all there is to it. One normal value list here, one related value list here. Simple.